What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about this disappointing loss against Flamengo 3-1 in the Club World Cup in Philadelphia. And yeah, I mean, we totally collapsed in this game. There were some good moments, especially in the first half. Early in the first half, not full first half, early in the first half. But after that, we just dipped down. And yeah, we can attribute this loss to a couple of things. In my opinion, woeful defending and weak mentality. We didn't have what it takes to really grab this game and and it assert dominance. But I mean, on paper, everybody will say we are the better team. But Flamengo, they've had a very good run in their league, and Felipe Luis managing them now at 39 years of age. He used to play for Chelsea and came back and destroyed us. Jorginho also joined them recently, joined them in June, I think, this month. And yeah, he you could see he fit in so well because the way he really ran down midfield, it was really, really impressive. So let's go to the review. First of all, I didn't understand why Maresca decided to switch things up there, to switch up the formation. He went to the 4-2-3-1 formation in the first game against LAFC, and this game he decided to go the 4-3-3 formation. Maybe he thought it will fit the Flamengo team very well, but I think he should have stuck with the winning formation. I don't know why he decided to change. He also decided to push these games into the central defensive midfield position, which I think doesn't work when he does that. It's been just one game that went, and he still keeps pushing him in there, and played Malagusto on the right back position. If you want to play Malagusto, just bench James or put James in the defensive too. He can also do well there as a centre back. He has played for Chelsea as centre back before and done well. He can play there. But why do you push him into the central defensive midfield position? I just don't get it. And you could see James struggle throughout the game. He really couldn't really assert any impact. He didn't really make any impact in the game like he did against LAFC. But he decided to put him there. And Delap also started ahead of Jackson, and Delap also had a very difficult time today. We'll talk about it later in the review. He benched Madueke, he benched Lavia too. Enzo Fernandez ended up starting ahead of Lavia. So yeah, so that was it for the lineup. When the game started, the game was a little bit promising, especially in the first 10, 12 minutes. The game was a little bit promising, but from the onset, you could tell that this game was going to be difficult because the intensity Flamengo were playing with wasn't easy. They were really pressing us. They were really applying a lot of pressure in that first 10 minutes. Even though we had most of the possession, they were really applying pressure. We couldn't really impact the game as much as I would want us to, because we're not threatening in their box, but we're maintaining the possession in and around the midfield area. And then we got a goal in the 13th minute, but this was just purely down to Neto. Neto's desire, Neto's determination to win that ball and drive into the box. He did very, very well. It came as a result of a long clearance from, I think, Sanchez. And the Flamengo defenders failed to control the ball properly in the midfield, and Neto took advantage of that. He was able to nick it off the defender and drive into the box and beat the keeper and finish properly. And it was a good finish. It took a little deflection from the keeper. The keeper almost saved it, but there was enough power in the shot to get it past the keeper and enter the net. So we took a lead from there. But after that lead, you would think that we're going to build on this, but we didn't build on it, and we just allowed Flamengo to just run riots at our defense. They were just attacking and attacking and attacking. The endless waves of attack. Anytime they got the ball, fast. But whenever we got it, we were more relaxed. We're passing it amongst ourselves, passing the ball backwards. We're doing that a lot in this game that I really, really hated. Passing the ball backwards to Sanchez. And there were a couple of times where it looked like he was shaky on the ball. It looked like the Flamengo players were going to take it off him, were going to make a mistake. And we kept passing the ball back to him. And it was like that throughout the whole game. Even in the second half, we still did that, even though we were trailing by a goal, 2 goals. We're still passing the ball backwards to Sanchez. I just don't get why we're doing that. And Sanchez is not the kind of keeper where you keep passing the ball back, so he's eventually going to make a mistake. Fortunately, this time he didn't do a mistake. He almost made a mistake, but fortunately this time he didn't do a mistake. But we shouldn't be passing the ball back to him all the time like we did in this particular game. But we kept doing that, and they were pressing. The Flamengo were pressing, and it was even surprising at a point that we were even still leading with the number of attacks that they were throwing at us. It was surprising, and at a point, I think Cole also made a goal line clearance, a very good goal line clearance. A ball was headed across the face of goal into the penalty area, and Cole was there to clear it off the line. This kind of pattern happened for their other goals too, and we'll talk about it. But this time, they didn't have a player there. Cole was the one there to clear it off the line, and we were left off the hook. And we also had a penalty shout in the first half. Penalty. It was a foul against Enzo Fernandez, and for me, I thought it was a penalty. I still believe it was a penalty, but the referee was adamant that it wasn't a penalty, and they even VAR even checked it, and they still didn't give it because he clearly pulled down Enzo Fernandez. The foul actually started from outside of the box, and you could see Enzo Fernandez was trying to drive into the box because he knew that the guy was holding him. So he was trying to drive into the box, drove into the box, and then the guy eventually tagged the shirt, and then he fell. But the referee didn't give it. I've seen this given in this competition. I've seen that kind of foul given as a penalty in this competition, but the referee didn't give it. After the VAR check, they still didn't give it. He didn't go and check at the monitor. He just listened to VAR. VAR said it was a penalty, and then that was it. Apart from that, nothing really happened our way in the first half. They rather had chances. They had like 2 shots on target where Sanchez was able to save it comfortably, but you could see there were signs there. There were signs that they were going to be a worry, especially if we didn't take control of this game. If we didn't add a second goal, it's going to be difficult for us, and it was in the first half. I think they ended up having more possession than us, more shots on targets than us, but we were able to still maintain that lead. And then we came back from the second half, and Flamengo came out blazing hot. They came out very, very strong from the start of the second half. They were relentless. They were I don't even remember a clear cut chance that we had in the second half lead before they scored. I don't remember. Everything was Flamengo. They were controlling the midfield. They were attacking a lot. They were not even allowing the lap to get any ball at all. The lap in the first half really struggled. He struggled. There wasn't any service coming from any of the wings. And so there were some times that he had to come into the midfield to start play on his own. But still, whenever he got to the box, the ball didn't follow him there because we're passing the ball backwards. Whenever we had a counter attack and it looked promising, then we stopped somewhere. Neto was doing it a lot. Palmer was also doing it a lot. And then they passed the ball backwards. Enzo Fernandez also doing it a lot. They passed the ball backwards. I just don't understand why they were doing that. Palmer too in this game, no, he wasn't good. He wasn't good at all. I want to say he had some brilliant moments, but I don't remember him, and I don't think he was good at all. So him not being good also affected the lap because him and Enzo are supposed to be the ones feeding the lap. And I go back to the formation, the 4-3-3 formation. This put Palmer on the right wing. It didn't put Palmer behind the striker like he was in the previous game where Jackson was playing right in front of him. But this time he was put on the wings, and he wasn't really affecting the game that well. There's sometimes that Palmer has done very well on the wings, but today wasn't one of those days. Today he was just completely out of it. It wasn't even like previous games where when he gets the ball, a lot of opposition players around him. Today he was a little bit freer on the ball, but he still couldn't really impact the game that well because I think his passes that he tried to put in were always mostly intercepted. So I think that was the problem. But we couldn't really do much in the beginning of the second half, and then they eventually got their goal. They got their goal in the second minute, and yeah, Felipe Luis made some really good changes, and those changes throughout the game really affected the game. They all impacted the game. He brought on Bruno Henrique in the 6th minute, and in the second minute he scored. And this was our problem. We couldn't defend our back post. We couldn't defend that space just near the box. A cross came in, and Danilo was able to head it across the face of goal. And I just don't understand why Enrique was left alone in that space. I think they were trying to set an offside trap, and Cucurella didn't realize that Enrique was behind him, and Enrique would just tap the ball into the net, and that was it. They equalized, and then the second goal came, I think, in the 65th minute. Yeah, also similar, but this time from a set piece. Danilo assisting the first time. This time he scored. A ball came in again, headed across the face of goal. This time, I just don't understand why he was even allowed that space, because Cole and Jackson, as you mentioned, Jackson came on for the lap after they equalized. Cole and Jackson were there, standing next to Danilo, but for some reason Danilo was able to beat them. Again, I feel like they were trying to set an offside trap, because if you see the replay, Cole and Jackson ran to the right side. Why are they setting the offside trap? Clear the ball. That is the most important thing. Why do you leave these things in the hands of offside trap? Clear the ball. So they left their man, and Danilo scored. And then we were trailing by 2 goals to 1. And then Jackson goes and does a stupid thing. A stupid tackle. A foolish tackle. Starts up on your birthday. Today he turned 24 years. On your birthday, you are brought on to make a difference. You are brought on after they equalize. You are brought on to make a difference, try and score a goal for us. But you go and do a foolish tackle, starts up on the shin of the Flamengo player, which was a straight red card. Straight red card. I don't think most people could complain about that. The straight red card, and he was sent off. So now you didn't score the goal, and now we are down by 1 man. So you came on for the lap. That wasn't really doing much, to be honest. The lap wasn't really doing much in the game, but you came on for him. You didn't score, and you also got a red card. You didn't add anything to the game at all. I think the silver lining is that he's not going to play the next game. He's guaranteed now that he's not going to play the next game, which is good. But still, he cost us the game. Cucurella even said at the end of the game, the post-match interview, that after that red card came, it was game over. He didn't specifically say Jackson caused the game to be over, but after that red card, it was game over. We were now chasing the game. We're chasing the game fully. At least when we're 11-11, we had a better chance of equalizing the goal and at least getting a win. But at 10-11, at the way Flamengo were playing, there was no way we were getting back into the game. There was no way. So I agree with Guerrero when he said game over. And Mikel Obi is going to go hard on this guy, because when Mikel Obi criticized Jackson previously, that was when Jackson started scoring goals again, just to prove Mikel Obi wrong. And I think Mikel Obi was spot on when what he said about Jackson not being the man to lead us to trophies, not the man to lead that line. Yes, partly because he wants Osimhen to join the club, but he was right. Jackson isn't the man to lead Chelsea's attack. He's not the man. He's not the right man for us. The kind of foul that he did, and it's not the first time. He's done it before. He's done a reckless foul like that before. That cost us the game. So I just don't know. So it was game over after then, and we're just chasing the game from that time onwards. And then Flamengo ended up getting a third goal to seal the win, seal the 3 points. And yeah, it came again as a result of horrible defending from us. I think the goal scorer was Wallace. He was trying to get out of the way when that shot was coming in, and it hit him rather and fell into his path. And there was no one there but Sanchez to try and stop him from scoring, but he was able to score. And I think Sanchez too should have done better there. Like I would think in that position, you would come out and try to make the space smaller for the striker, but he was standing in this position still with the big goal behind him, and yeah, Wale scored, and it was 3-1. So I mean, disappointing game, disappointing game. I've already mentioned that some of the players were very, very bad. We need new players. We need new players. We need experience. We need a competent striker. We need a competent left back, because Cucurella alone in that position, it's not healthy. It's not good. What happens if Cucurella gets injured? Gusto is come to play that position. I don't even trust Gusto on the right, and we are going to put him on the left. No, it's just not ideal. So get a new striker, to a competent striker. I know we brought in Delapa, and we need somebody who can, like an Osimhen. I keep saying an Osimhen. If we don't get Osimhen, we should get somebody at that level. Somebody that can deliver us 20 plus goals a season. I don't even know what has happened to Palmer too, but I don't know what it is that has happened to him. His fall off is some are saying he needs to be steadied, but I believe he is a quality player, and I believe he can come out of this. I really believe that he can come out. We need him to come out of this slump that he is in. I don't know whether it's the manager that is has positioned him the wrong way, or is giving him the wrong advice or the wrong direction to go. If that's the case, then we need a new manager to come in and motivate him and get the best out of him too as well. But if that's not the case, he needs to get his act together and perform well on the pitch. He really needs to. He really needs to. I don't know whether they are tired or they just want to get out of this competition quickly. I just don't understand. But yeah. So this loss means that we have to win against Esperance to be in contention of qualifying to the next stage. And Esperance, I don't want to say I'm more confident that we're going to beat Esperance, but I'm also confident that we're going to beat Flamengo, and we haven't beat Flamengo, so I can't say that. But we have to go there and win. We have to go and win. We have to beat Esperance at all costs. We have to, because we don't know what will happen against LAFC and Esperance. If LAFC wins against Esperance, it makes things very, very difficult for us. But if LAFC loses, then when we win, we qualify. But if they are able to beat Esperance, then going to the last game is going to be very, very tough. We have to hope that Flamengo beats LAFC, and we have to hope that we win against Esperance. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that's been it for my review. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And if you like it, and give the video a like, helps push the video out there for other healthy fans to see it. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. If you're watching this by haven't subscribed, why haven't you subscribed yet? Click the subscribe button and join the family. So yeah, thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So until then, stay safe.